Hello, everybody. Welcome to Three Queens, the #1 podcast for what's going on in politics. I'm your host, Chad. It's March 6th. We're down here in sunny Santa Monica. I'm thinking about heading to the beach later. On this episode, we're going to be talking about Ukraine, inflation, and what prices you can expect to see at the gas pump. Speaking of getting pumped, I'm drinking a caramel macchiato from today's sponsor, Starbucks. Starbucks. Head down to your nearest Starbucks, tell them Chad sent you, and you'll get 5 cents off your order. Now, with the situation in Ukraine, obviously we want to send our sympathies to the Ukrainian people in these...
Well, folks,
What the fuck?
you can believe it. It's a Friday once again. That's right. This is Charlie from Three Kings Shadow Conspiracy Channel, and I'm here to tell you that it is a balmy 38 degrees. And today, we're going to be telling you a lot of different things that have happened in the past couple of hours since I was last in this station, telling you all about the horrifying situation with this so-called election.
I thought you were fucking dead.
What?
You fucking
no.
You died.
You don't understand.
You went missing. We didn't. You were drinking.
I had this explained to myself many years ago. So you might need to have your paradigm shifted, which is what I'm going to do later today. The fact is that when somebody disappears from your vision, they don't actually disappear forever. Indeed, they could come back at any moment. You would have to ask them if they were dead. For this reason, it is impossible to verify that former President Richard Milhous Nixon is actually dead, for I have never seen his corpse to ask if it is still alive. That's a fact.
Charlie, we're making money on the podcast now. It's not the same thing it was, but you can't come
what
in
are you
here
talking about?
This is live, dude. You can't we can't have this happen.
I often came into the show live. I don't see a problem.
But you can't come in here spewing the conspiracy nonsense. We don't do that anymore.
Nonsense? What are you... Nothing that I have ever said was anything short of the most highly researched, indisputable fact that was presented by none other than Charlie W. My last name will not be revealed. I'm the intelligence officer, after all.
Dude, you said...
Intelligence is the name of the game.
You said fucking... You going on and on about how Obama was a lizard man and how fucking Thomas Jefferson is a Korean name and all this fucking bullshit. We don't do that anymore. We don't fucking do that, Charlie.
Since when?
Since we started making money. Since we started breaking even.
We have been making countless figures, and more importantly than so-called dollars and cents, which, as I understand, are no longer even utilized in this post-apocalyptic nightmare known as the Biden administration, we have been changing hearts and minds across the globe. And that is more valuable than any worthless piggyback currency could ever give us.
Dude, do you know how much rent is here for the studio alone? Like, not even my apartment?
No, that's not my department.
Yeah, exactly. So get the fuck out. We don't need you here anymore.
This is my show. What are you talking about?
It's not your fucking show. Like, we've been doing this alone for the past 2 years. Me and the new sound guy.
The past 2... What are you talking about?
It's 2022.
It's 2022. I know it's 2020.
No, it's 2022.
I don't follow.
It's the year...
Are we going to need to do another episode about math? Because my head is not in the right place for that right now.
It's the year 2020 plus 2.
Do you have a story for that? Because I told you I can't do math right now.
What year do you think it is?
2020.
Okay, it's 2 years after that.
I just got back from the hospital. What?
I don't know. You've been in a coma or something. We thought you were fucking dead because you were drinking drywall and walking off the freaking balcony and.
I was enhancing the performance of my body, fine-tuning it to a level never before seen. Indeed, I was able to burst through the door despite the fact that you broke protocol and left the back door locked. How do you explain that, liberals?
What did they tell you at the hospital happened?
They didn't tell me anything. I just left.
What do you mean you just left? Nobody woke you up or anything?
I woke up and I left. So tell me then, Chad, if that still is your name.
Yes, it's still Chad.
What is this podcast about now?
we talk about Three Queens. So it's called Three Queens. So we talk
What?
about Hillary Clinton, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and Nancy Pelosi, the Three Queens, as we call them.
Who the hell is Nancy Pelosi?
She's the Senate Majority Leader.
The majority leader? She's not the leader of me. I heard on the radio that Joe Biden ran this country.
Well, yeah, but he doesn't run it
And
alone.
I simply can't believe it.
There's like three
Donald
branches
P. Trump deposed by a decrepit mummy of a man who was once, so-called, a war hero in the Falklands conflict. I don't believe that the man even survived without intense transmogrification of his body such that he cannot even be considered a human male to run for the office of presidency.
I don't know.
I haven't even verified.
Joe Biden's
Of course,
been-
I haven't been...
Joe Biden.
What?
He's been doing a pretty good job. He passed the CARES Act. He's been
What the hell is the CARES Act?
He's fighting Putin over in
I don't
Ukraine.
use apps on my phone. There is no such thing as the Ukraine. You're just staring at me right now with this dumbfounded expression on your face, Chad. And honestly, I think that your mind has been poisoned. Your mind has been poisoned by not only the standard concoction of chemicals, which are routinely deposited inside of our waters without proper filtration, and clearly you have not been using any, but also I believe that your mind has been poisoned further, brainwashed, if you will, by a insidious brain parasite known as the Clinton administration.
No, I'm healthier
And their
than
stranglehold
I'm healthier than
on the media.
I'm healthier than I've ever been because I stopped taking that fucking iodine Alex Jones bullshit that you had me on. Now
That's
I'm
utterly
feeling,
implausible.
how
Have
so?
you ever woken up shaking with energy, vigor, vomiting to remove all of the waste from your body? I think not. Not since you've been taking iodine, certainly. Me, on the other hand, before I walked in to this now... My God, what have you done to the studio? What are these? What is this heated element staring me so brightly in my eyes? I can't look away.
This is sound gear. This is professional. We have a professional studio now. We're making money.
We already had a professional studio run by the one and only Jack Steele, built with his own 2 American hands.
Well, I don't know what happened to Jack Steele. He went AWOL shortly after the drywall thing.
What? Jack's gone?
I don't know. I thought you might have known something about it.
No. The Clintons strike again. His name was Jack Steele. Remember this, Three King Shadow Conspiracy
There
fans.
are no Three King Shadow Conspiracy fans. I've got 20,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. They're here to
What?
They're here to hear about
20,000?
actual facts that are supported by data.
20,000 viewers. My God. That's almost a quarter of the population of this once great nation. You have them by your fingertips, and yet you aren't speaking the truth. You're telling them manufactured lies about Poner Yoders and the latest iPhoner, as if any of that matters in this post-apocalyptic
I don't
nation.
know what half of the words you're saying even mean. I'm telling them things that are supported by facts and data and studies. Whereas you're just basically pulling shit out of your ass, and
That doesn't even make sense. You could say that about anything.
You could say it about everything that you say.
The real fact of the matters right now is that you have taken this once great studio, which used to be based on principles first, American, and B, constitutional,
Charlie,
and have
Charlie,
transmogrified it.
Charlie.
Listen, listen to me,
Charlie,
Chad.
we moved-
The fact is that this once great organization has been reduced to the state of a Lord of the Flies parody.
Charlie. Don't mention that this is the same studio. We're supposed to have moved to California. We're not.
California, that liberal hellhole? We live in Toledo.
No. Don't go there. Like, just don't.
Why are you whispering to me right now? Is this... Are you undercover, Agent Chad? I'm leaning into the microphone so that our viewers can still hear this top-secret conversation.
I can't have them know that we have a certain image.
I see. Because we are pretending that we are a Liberal Hellhole podcast hosted in one and only Liberal California. I understand. See, I wasn't briefed on this from the intelligence chat. You haven't logged into Skype for, it seems, 2 years. Wow, you're really keeping up to date. So what's the next step of your plan?
There isn't a plan, Charlie. Okay, this is real. This is shit. Like, this is what I believe.
Okay, we're not whispering anymore. What is going on?
This is what I believe. I
What
believe
do you
in
believe? I don't even know what you
democracy.
believe.
I think it's being taken away by these bigots and these Trump supporters and.
Well, I agree with that. We haven't had a democratic election in this country since 1647.
There wasn't this country in 1647. What are you talking about?
If there wasn't a country here, then what the hell was there before?
Land?
You can't have land without a country, Chad. That's like economics 101. My God, this is what happens. People, this is what happens when you fire your intelligence officer. I am what some might call an essential worker. And unfortunately, my duties have not been utilized for the past 2 years, and so it seems that this podcast has degenerated. Luckily, good old Charlie's back, and Charlie says it's time for a change. You both can leave. There are no women working in my studio. And you can stop shining that light bulb into my face.
Okay, no, Charlie, you're not gonna. This is not your fucking studio. Okay, this is not.
I think so.
No, we're kicking you out. I'm gonna call the police or something.
You wouldn't dare.
Hey, David. Yeah, call him.
He's on the lease. He's on the lease, man.
What?
There's nothing we can do.
What the?
And so the next stage begins.
Motherfuck.
I told you.
Charlie, we
new
were making
order
money.
was coming.
We were actually like doing something. We're making like $26,000 a month on this.
You have corrupted the original purpose of our organization. We were in it together, Chad. Do you remember the very first day that we recorded a video podcast?
There's only 100 fucking
Perhaps
people
not.
watching now. Like you dropped our like nobody's fucking
We
watching.
have filtered out the chaff, the sludge, and the slop, perhaps even the slime. And now what we are left with is purified. Those viewers who are now listening and ready to accept into their hearts and their minds the truth. The fact is, Chad, that your mind has been brainwashed until it is not but sludge and filth. Your anus and rectum are filthy, and they must be cleansed.
I just put down a fucking lease for a luxury apartment for 12-month lease. What am I supposed to?
Luxury. How can you live in the lap of luxury when this country has gone to shit? Excuse my language.
I mean, things aren't really as bad as you're saying. I mean, they're pretty bad, but like, they're not.
The world is on fire, Chad. The Antarctic has sank. Africa is no more. Australiania is no longer a continent, but now, according to these miseducated generations of school kids, a country. Do you realize how much landmass would have to suddenly disappear, perhaps via vaporization from global cooling, to be suddenly reclassified, demoted into a country? You have no conception. I can do the figures, and I figured it all out. This country is going on the wrong course, and the only person who can save it, the only man, no, the only hero, is named Charlie W. My last name will not be revealed.
So to everybody watching the show, I'm really sorry. I don't know that I can get rid of him. Maybe
I am sorry too. I am sorry that this charlatan has allowed you to be miseducated for apparently over 300 days in these past two or so years. But do not fret, viewers, for if you continue listening, you will hear great new things. It will only cost you $4.99 per minute. So stay on the phone lines. Chad, can you get that payment system set up? I want to start charging them now while they're waiting for me to say something else.